everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to talk to you all today about the emotions of a surprise pregnancy. And a lot of us can relate to this, but a lot of us don't talk about this. So I wanted to talk to you all about my experience in having a surprise pregnancy, a little bit of background about me. If you saw my last video, it was about my thoughts behind hospital birth versus home birth. And my next video after this one is going to be my research on, my very detailed research on home birth versus hospital birth. But today I wanted to backtrack a little bit and really introduce you guys to how this even came about. This is my first child. It's my surprise pregnancy, and I wanted to take you all through the emotions that I had with a surprise pregnancy. And my goal with this is to let other mothers know and other expecting moms know that it's okay to not be happy upon first positive pregnancy test, but I wanted to take you all along with me and how I came to be happy in my surprise pregnancy. But I wanted to show you, I had some notes here because I wanted to share you guys with what was actually, what was wrong, what was wrong with the pregnancy. Me and my partner are in a very healthy relationship, pretty decent incomes, like pretty decent jobs that we have. We've been planning to have kids. We've talked about having kids in the future. We, get along well in our relationship, so it didn't necessarily have to do with our relationship. Mostly to do with the world. The world is a very scary place right now, and that's kind of was our hesitancies about bringing a child into the world as it is right now. Like, is it very responsible to bring a new baby into such a chaotic world? I mentioned before in my last video that my husband and I wanted to have land, wanted to own land and get away from the chaotic city prior to having children, which was one of our biggest hesitancies with moving forward with having this baby. But on some of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about why we feel like the world is a scary place right now, with the fiat currency, as we call the dollar, looking like it's continuing to fall. Really weird things happening in outer space. I'm not sure if you all are following some of the new developments or some of the reoccurring developments on what's going on in our space system. That stuff is really scary. Even the fake moon projection happening in China. I'm not sure if you all saw that story where there's going to be a fake moon being projected in China. That's really strange. We've also seen a number of natural disasters taking place all over the world that would normally seem impossible or not natural. These things don't occur so often. We've seen hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, even major bodies of water drying up. So these things are really scary. Presidential scandals, as you all know, the abundance of fake news, but most importantly, one of the scariest things is Pizzagate, and how Pizzagate is everywhere we go. And so with all of these things being considered, we thought it was really scary to bring a baby into the world. But I'll walk you all through how we came to be happy. So I think a lot of it was still making a plan. Although we don't have the land yet, but making a plan on how we were going to get it. So number one, we had to start saving more. And so what we're doing in order to save more is we're actually moving into my husband's grandmother's home that's quite empty right now. So we're going to move there so that way we're not paying $1,600 in rent like we are in Maryland, and we'll be able to save that since we won't be paying rent where she is. So even just developing a plan on how this can be doable, how we can get away from the city, and we do consider ourselves survivalists, preppers, as they would say, aspiring preppers. We're not at the point where we can live self-sufficiently, but we do hope to get there. I'll make a video later on how we prepare our home in case of an emergency. We do have some really interesting things, from bulletproof vests to gas masks, and everything in between. So I'll show you guys some of our survival items, life straws. So I'll show you guys some of our survival items later on, but I wanted to continue with our plan. So us always making a plan, developing our plan keeps us kind of sane in this decision. Also, I talked to my mom. She's really the one that made me happy with this decision. She said, girl, you'll never be ready. You know, it's never going to be a perfect time. The world is never a perfect place. You know, be happy about it, embrace it. Take photos, take baby bump photos. She said embrace it. You know, we're here to support you. We love you, and you're never going to be ready. So I wanted to share that advice with you all, that us moms are never going to be ready. You know, we're never going to feel 100% ready. Right, Loki? Loki's here. We're never going to be 100% ready. But make a plan. You know, if your partner is feeling uneasy, I felt that me making sure that we still had a plan made him feel much better. Now he's much happier because we're still on track. You know, we're still going to save. We still have, you know, quite a bit to go, but we also don't want to take out any loans for any of our projects. So we don't want to owe a bunch of money while owning land. And so that's something that is kind of taking us a little bit longer. As far as the beginning, I definitely cried a lot. It's really nerve-wracking to be pregnant and your partner be unsure about it. I knew that I didn't want to have a baby with someone who didn't want to have a baby with me. You know, I don't want to be the only one that wants to have a baby. I didn't want it to be forced. So we did think about abortion, and I had that on the table because I didn't want to have a forced pregnancy. As you all can imagine, that's kind of scary to force your partner to have a baby with you when that's such a large decision. So we came to the point where I had to give him space to think about it. You know, instead of asking him every day, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about it? You know, I had to give him space to think. We also have to remember as women that we have the baby inside of us, right? So it's a different type of relationship. I grew very attached to this baby in my stomach really quickly. I talked to the baby in the shower. Even when I was only like 4 or 5 weeks pregnant, I felt like a connection with the baby, and that's something I knew my partner wasn't feeling yet. And that's okay, because women, we feel the emotion of carrying the baby like this is our thing, you know. This is our little baby in here. We have to take care of it. And I don't want anyone to hurt it. So the idea of, I knew that abortion wasn't going to be right for me when the thought of even going to Planned Parenthood scared me to death. Like, I couldn't see myself going through with it. I felt like I couldn't disappoint the little baby that's growing inside of me. But I also have to realize that our partners are outside. You know, they're not growing the baby. The baby's not inside of them, so maybe the attachment factor just wasn't there yet. So give them time to think about it, and kind of share with them how you're feeling about it. So that's all I have for today. It was quite a roller coaster in the beginning, but we are at a place where we're much happier, and we're still planning. You know, still very nerve-wracking, but with the plan, things are feeling a lot better. I'll talk to you all soon, and take care.